Hello, this is Uncle Yab, and we're gabbing with Yab. And today I have a young lady, well, I'm going to call her like a young entrepreneur. She got a lot of stuff going on and everything. How are you? You doing
I'm
good?
doing fine, and you?
All right. Hey, just tell everybody what your name is.
My name is Lakeisha, but I go by Keisha.
All right. Now, a lot of people have been telling me that you got a lot of things going on as far as businesses and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But what we're going to do, we're going to start with what you do.
Okay.
So first of all, tell me where you're from.
I'm from Baltimore, Maryland.
Okay. How old are you? You don't mind me asking that.
29. No, I'm just playing. I'm 37.
Okay.
I'm 37. Okay. I'm proud of it.
All right, all right. Now, what do you do for a living? What's your job?
Okay, so I'm what you call the blood lady, the sticker, the vampire, the you only get 2 times and that's it, lady, aka phlebotomist.
Okay.
Yep.
Now, explain to me what a phlebotomist is. What is it all about? What's phlebotomy? What's the definition of it?
The definition of phlebotomy is just the study of the vein, and it's I think it's a little underrated being a phlebotomist because we provide services to the provider and the patient. The provider can't take care of the patient unless they know what's going on through the blood.
Okay.
So they need someone to get the blood. I am that person they come see. I'm going to give them the blood so he can triage the patient and keep levels like long-term care, patients, medication monitoring, and so forth. That is my job. I work in a lab. I worked around chemistrists, hematologists, blood banks.
Yeah.
I'm like the frontliner during emergency situations. I work in hospitals. I've been in cold blue rooms.
Okay.
You know, physicians needed our assistance getting blood. Helping RNs get IVs in.
Oh, okay.
You know, all right. It's a big deal in this field. So I honestly didn't realize. I didn't think I would be here today because I wanted to be a lawyer.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Well, that's another podcast.
Yeah.
But let me know, what type of schooling did you go to? How long did it take for you to be certified or whatever?
Well, like I said, I wanted to be a lawyer. It's kind of funny how I got into this field. So I was a young teen mom, working in a housekeeping job, doing what I got to do, and it was a program that offered free phlebotomy classes. Well, actually, they offered free security, and they put me in security. And I wasn't feeling it because I'm not a security person. Anybody can do anything under the sun, and you ain't got to worry about me saying a word. I'm a part of the community. I ain't snitching. Nope, I ain't doing it. So I just didn't think it was for me, but they insist.
Right.
But when I was sitting there waiting for them to call my name for the security training, it was a guy that popped out the corner, was like, if anybody's interested in healthcare, they like to provide service to patients and, you know, work in the big industry, follow me.
Right.
So I got up out the seat and skipped over there to where he was at.
Oh, okay.
So come to find out, I went to Sojourner Douglas College in Baltimore at the time, and it was a free phlebotomy program. It was me and like 20 other girls that was in school, and we really was legit in class getting phlebotomy certification. Learning.
Right.
So I was interested in it. You know, I'm the type of person that watch medical shows. I can clear the living room out. Just throw on Dr. Pimple Popper or somebody and people go running. But so I was like, when I learned more about it in class, I was like, oh, this sounds like something. It sounds like, you know, it's different. I'll go for it. You know, sometimes when things are thrown at you, you don't complain about it. You got to take for what it is. Got to roll with the punches. And I sure did. And when I finished class, I got my certification, but I didn't get the job immediately. There was a lot that I didn't know. Because it's a free program, they didn't let you know everything. So I graduated, and basically that was it. They left me out there to find my own internship and so forth. Yeah, so forth. So that was what's holding me back from getting a job, because I didn't have an actual certificate showing clinical hours.
Right.
So when
you had the training,
I had the training.
Have it on paper.
Yeah. So basically, when you finish class, you're supposed to go out in a medical care setting and work in the office, performing. At that time, it was 200 sticks, blood draw sticks. And once you do that, you submit it back to the accreditation program for their license, and then they'll print you out a new certificate, which is 6, and you're on your way.
Right.
So I went into babysitting I worked for a daycare. I had my own kids. I don't know what I was doing there. But they was babies too. So anyway, I like kids, so I was just there, doing what I gotta do still. But then something was like, go back up to that school and see what's going on. You want to be a phlebotomist. You went through school, you went through all that studying and stuff, and you just gonna let it slip away. Right. So I went back and found out that I needed to go to the continuing education office.
Okay.
Put my name on the list, had to pay. I did, and I ended up at Maryland General Hospital in Baltimore City. At the time, it's University of Maryland now, but we called it nickname MGH. So I started working in a community health center. Well, not working, I'm sorry, my internship.
Okay.
Got the internship.
You gotta get your hours up.
Yeah, I gotta get my hours up. So, and I was real persistent with getting there. And then once I got there, it was game for me. I didn't even see it as an internship. I saw it as a job. Like, you better go in there, do what you gotta do. I was being extra, super nice, just so.
And that's cool.
Yeah, just over the top because I wanted to be somewhere, so I had to make that impression.
Okay.
So I ended up sticking for the community. It was at the time it was free pregnancy tests, cholesterol, and glucose tests at the time. So people would come in and they'll sign up to get the test done. So that's where I got all my sticks at. I got real cool with the supervisor in that office. Come to find out that she operates a community health group, where so a group of phlebotomists will go out into the community to free health fairs, churches, to do free blood draws. And it was a PRN position. So when I found out about it, I just got super cool with it, You need me to fax this for you?
Now tell me what's PRN?
As needed.
Okay.
PRN is as needed. You have full-time, you have part-time, and then you have PRN as if you're needed for an event, or if someone call out, you're called and they'll ask you if you're able to work, and you say yeah.
Okay.
So, but yeah, so the supervisor, she was real cool. I did a really good job. She gave me a good recommendation for my license, and then I came at her like, so I mean, so what's up? I'm pressing up on her now, like, what's up with that job?
Right.
Thank God she gave it to me.
That's awesome.
I had the opportunity. Awesome. The next day I was in them books. It's a book that you had to sign up for, like different community events. They'll let you know like 30 to 60 days ahead of time that they're having an event and we would like for you to come. So she'll take that information down and put it in this PRN book. And nobody didn't had no space for me because Lakeisha's name was on every last one of those books.
Yeah,
and going out in the community and sticking people, it was good for a moment. I was really good at it. What I liked about it was the free events. It was networking, getting to see a lot of people, and meeting a lot of businesses, learning a lot of new things, and just an ultimate networker, just going around, and meeting people in the community too.
And that's good.
Yeah.
You
so
elbows with people in high places.
Yes. So I would say about 2 years into that, I wanted a more permanent position. So I started, since I'm already in the hospital, and I know once you get your foot in, you pretty much in, and you can just transition to another position. So I was like a hawk on that at the hospital trying to get in the main lab. And they, oh my gosh, they gave me a hard way to go, but I'm going to let y'all know, if you think it ain't go, I'm going to tell you for yourself. If you can go above the hiring person, it's a deal, because I went straight to HR and I pressed up on them about this lady not hiring me. You have a position on this board. I'm already working for the hospital. I got a good recommendation from the supervisor that I was working with. What's up? Like, so now I'm pressing up on resources, like, what's going on?
Then you have to be adamant about it.
Right, I was real adamant about it.
And that's cool.
And I'm like, I break their little frown and we get into a little laugh, and that's my thing. Like, like, all right, well, here, this it. So I got hired for the lab, and I worked a 4 a.m. to 1 p.m. shift.
Okay.
So
that's like a blood lab?
Yeah, I worked in now, this was like a big upgrade for me coming from community health, because it's just phlebotomy supplies and I'm dealing with.
Okay.
When you go into the lab, you have the core lab, you have chemistry, big machines, centrifuges, you have the blood bank, tagging blood, matching, and it's a big deal. Then you got a communication system with the ICU and the ER departments where they shoot blood up and you got to take it and process it. I had fun doing that. I actually had fun doing the processing part, and I learned some things through the chemistry. So if you're a phlebotomist, don't be a closed-minded phlebotomist, because you can learn a lot of things from a lot of people. I learned a lot of things from physicians, RNs, MAs. It's like some of their jobs, if they can't, I know I can do it. I have knowledge of it.
That's cool.
I can do that.
Cool.
So, but the job got tough because I was in a hospital with mostly ex-IV users.
So was that just in the hospital or in the community side of it?
Well, we had other hospitals, but I think that's where most of them were sent to MGH. And most of the guys, they come in there because they don't have nowhere to stay, so they'll go in there and say they're sick or something like that, and they're homeless people. You know, they come through. You have to deal with their attitudes early in the morning. I had to deal with chasing them down. Where they go? They went outside. They coming back in like they patients. Why they go? All right, I'll be back in another hour. You know, so I had to do a lot of chasing. The veins it was on a whole nother level. It wasn't easy. I wasn't getting no easy sticks. And then if I did get a stick, I'll take it downstairs. The chemistries and the hematologists, they your friend and all.
Right.
But if that tube ain't what they like, they're going to send you right back upstairs to get some more. So now you got to deal with that patient attitude. And you got to, so to be in this position, basically, you have to be a humble person. You have to be a humble people's person and have a lot of empathy for what the patient is going through. And I've mastered that big time from Maryland General Hospital. It's like, you know, I put my personal opinion to the side.
Yep.
It is what it is. Okay, you don't want me to do it, but okay, I'll put a note in there, cover my back, and keep it moving. Go to the next patient. Then there were times that I had to go to an intensive care unit with people in comas, and that was a rough time for me, that I had to deal with, you know, people not doing anything. They just there.
Right.
And edema, and you have to find a vein through thick water, you know, fluid in that person's arm, and you still have to find a vein. So I was getting a lot of experience at the hospital, and I am thankful today, because I wouldn't be who I am and how successful, and I do have fans. I know it don't. I know it sounds weird in the lab, but I've had people travel to follow me because I can get them on one stick, because I've dealt with hard sticks before in the beginning. So when I see patients and they come in the lab and they be like, you can use a butterfly, I'm hard to stick, I'm hard to get, and I be like, you ain't scared me. You know, I break a laugh out of them. I say, what you trying to scare me? And they'll laugh a little bit. I'm like, no, let me see what's going on. And then I go right on into it, and I got it. And they be like, oh my gosh, I'm coming here forever and ever. I said, set an appointment.
I've been through that too, going to the doctor, because I'm a veteran. So a lot of times they may do a butterfly on mine, because they may say, oh, it's hard to get in there. But I think somebody like you that knows how to do it right off the bat, that's good.
Yeah, I speak with confidence. Yeah, I speak with confidence. So then I have a gift to lower anxiety when it comes to blood draws, you know. So when a patient,
keep a person relaxed.
I keep them really relaxed. I'm calm. You know, I come at them like, you know, you can just not. You ain't gotta look. You in good hands. Just put your mindset on at the beach or something. Just let's talk. What you gonna do this weekend? Because I know you're doing something on the other side of what I'm about to do. So let's talk about that. And they'll start talking, and they'll get into a deep conversation. Now I'm to the side. Okay, you talking a little too much, but I'm listening. Yeah. But then I pull it out and I'm done. They be like, "You finished? You was talking. You was telling me about going to the mall and you know, doing this for the kids, and you know they fine." And it makes me feel a special way, because you know, you have people that are healers genuinely, and they like to heal people. They feel good about it. I find a little talent in phlebotomy and healing that person's anxiety when it comes to getting a blood draw.
That's awesome.
You know, when someone like cancer patients or someone that's ill, that's just so tired to come to the lab, and they got to sit there and let somebody draw, you know, take blood out their body. But I give them that comfort way. So like in a therapy setting wise, but you know, we talking, we having, it's all positive vibes here. You know, I give them a little information. Don't stop saying if. You are. But I'm gonna put a little blessing on it, so when they get to the lab, they get you good. You know, so I'll just say some good things about it. And coming out of the hospital, I transitioned to mobile phlebotomy. So I was on the road. early in the morning, hitting nursing homes, hitting older people, retired, retirement communities. I did homes. Just bagging everything up.
Yeah.
Be done by 10 in the mornings. From starting 3 o'clock in the morning, I used to travel miles to nursing homes.
So was that with the hospital or what?
This is after the hospital.
Okay,
so when I moved on from the hospital, I'll say transition.
Right.
I transitioned into mobile phlebotomy, and that's another thing you can do. Being a phlebotomist, you can work on the road. You can actually have a business as a mobile phlebotomist, but we'll get into that later.
Right.
So we'll get into that later. But so I got the experience to go and meet nursing homes, meet the nurses there, early morning, their routines. It was pretty similar to the hospital, but not as it's intense.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because I had my own flow to how I move. So,
Gotcha.
I travel. I'll take the long route. The scenery, getting to the nursing homes, I don't be so quick to get on highways. I'll take a back road and just enjoy the scenery, especially in the summertime.
Yeah.
And just we're listening to Steve Harvey in the morning. Going off. It was a good vibe that I had.
Gotcha.
Going to nursing home for about 30 minutes, come back out. Let's go to the next one.
Because you gotta have a good vibe.
You gotta have a good You gotta have a good vibe.
And it seems to me you like what you do.
I love what I do.
That's good.
I love what I
do. It just for the money or just because they gotta make a paycheck. But it seems to me that you got. Really
in the beginning it was that I'm not gonna lie. In the beginning it was like I'm just here to get $1.
Yeah.
$1 and $2. But as I got into the field and getting a lot of good compliments from people about how I am on my job, and that built my confidence to love what I do. Now it's like, shucks, everybody loving it this much, I gotta appreciate it too.
Yeah.
So I do.
Mm-hmm.
I do appreciate it. And then I went from mobile phlebotomy to working in medical offices.
Okay.
So now I'm in your primary care office. I'm that little lab in the corner you go to at the senior doctor.
All right.
That was great. I did that for several years. And then recently, 2 years, I transitioned working for LabCorp. They took over the lab that I was working for in the doctor's office. So I am now a LabCorp employee proudly.
Awesome.
I am so good with it, so I work by myself. I don't work with anyone else. I don't see the supervisors. I don't bother them. They don't bother me. And I don't give them a reason to. So, because all my ducks is in a row. All my patients love me, So, now I'm at the point where though I have a goal. I'm 37 now. By the time I'm 40, I plan on not retiring, but I want to retire full-time because now I'm working on building my phlebotomy school.
Oh, okay. Oh, so you mean to tell me you're going to start a phlebotomy school?
I'm starting a phlebotomy school.
Okay.
I have the phlebotomy. Actually, it is licensed as of now. I'm going through the state of Maryland to get it approved.
Awesome.
Currently.
That's awesome.
So look out for Royal Academy of Phlebotomy. Holler at me.
That's why I say I call her an entrepreneur. She's doing big things, you guys, down here in Baltimore.
Yeah. So, and I'm glad to be in this position in my life because it's breaking a generational curse, if you ask me. Not working to be 60 and bending your back. I got better plans, especially the way the world is going.
That's true.
Today. You
gotta
got to move a little different
Yep.
than what the normal is. We're in a new normal. I'm gonna just say that.
That's
so
true.
you just got to move with it. Get into your Bitcoins, get into the phlebotomy school. Then after that, I'm working on my mobile phlebotomy. So when my students graduate, they get a job. Doing mobile phlebotomy, getting the experience to me. I have a holistic shop. I sell sage, Palo Santo. I do crystals. I have crystals on me now, all over. Amethyst.
Wow.
I stay cone.
So hold on 1 second. We're gonna go back. So you doing your phlebotomy.
Mm-hmm.
You started up a school.
Mm-hmm.
Did you say what the name of the school is gonna be?
Royal Academy.
Royal Academy. Okay.
Of phlebotomy.
So when is that gonna be up and running?
I will say, it takes, it's a process.
Right.
So I set a goal for at least by fall this year or the winter time. So.
Okay. You guys heard that. Winter time, she's gonna be there. She's gonna be doing it.
Yeah. So
Okay,
I have my IG up already. I can at the end I'll share it to you guys.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Let us know.
Yeah.
So they
So.
know how to get in touch with you or whatever.
Yeah. So I think I'm the only child. So working in my field, knowing what I know, I've seen a lot of views and a lot of people in the ways of the world. So I did a lot of growing up from where I was when I first started phlebotomy. I started phlebotomy at 19, and I had my second child then, and I lived on my own. I was out on my own. I was really about my money and doing things on my own. So that's not the problem, but it was just finding who I am, finding what am I here for, what do I really want to do, you know. So I think that I think that was God in that man, the day that I was signing up for security. And that man popped out of nowhere saying, "Come on with me, the phlebotomy." I think that was a sign of God, because he set me in a position that he felt that was right for me, and I feel it.
Nothing wrong with that, because a lot of times we got angels on here to help us out. I believe in that.
Yeah, and you interviewed my mom the other day, Diane Marksby, so I get a lot from her and the passion that she had with her patients.
Yeah,
so that rubbed off. That rubbed off on me, and she's amazing. So I'm following behind her footsteps in the medical field, but I'm putting a little remix to it.
Okay.
So
Right. Well, you're always gonna do your own thing.
Always gotta do my own thing.
Like
Yep.
that.
So I just so I got the phlebotomy business going. I'm working on the mobile phlebotomy. I'm into Bitcoin. I'm a learner, so I'm not gonna get into that, but I am into Bitcoin and Coinbase and all that. Learning a lot about that. I'm also this week, as of this week, I trademarked my holistic business name. It's Lotus Goddess Lounge.
Oh, okay.
And my friends like when they come over my house, because the setting that I have when we hang out, I got the nice soulistic music, Erykah Badu's, Jill Scott, Soul Schools, and then we'll turn it up a little later. But in the beginning part, it's just like relax, and, you know, chill. And then then they like, oh, here she come with the sage. So I'll come and sage a place, but it set the environment. It set a good vibe. You know, let all that negative energy go. Just breathe. Be yourself. You can be yourself around me. You know, I'm about making people laugh. You know.
Yeah, because when I look at it, times is hard. So you can't, and me, the way I look at it, I think of myself as being holistic too. And I think that to laugh is the best medicine you could ever have.
Yeah.
You could ever get.
It's the best gift
Yes.
to have. So laugh away.
You're right.
Laugh away. You laugh through your pain. You laugh through your hurt. You know.
That's
you live to see another day. And you know, whatever you dealing with in the past, whatever there's a big burden on your shoulders, write a letter to yourself. You know, that's how I started. I wrote a deep letter to myself. I grabbed the wine, ended up drinking the whole bottle. That's how long my letter was. But it felt good to put it on paper. It felt good to just release that energy that was holding me down. And now that I let that energy go, I didn't skip to where I'm at today. I'm not just being a phlebotomist. Now I'm being a phlebotomist entrepreneur. It's just opening that door to what life got for you.
And that's cool. That's cool. I like the way you said phlebotomist entrepreneur.
Yeah.
You know, and that's what I want. That's what I want them to see. That's what I want them to hear. You know, and once again, you guys, Keisha is doing her phlebotomy entrepreneur thing, and just look out for her.
Yeah.
And I think it's going to be bigger and better things for her to come, because she's real positive.
Yeah.
And I'm liking your vibe myself.
Thank you.
You know, I appreciate that. And I'm glad you came on the show. You know, anything else you want to say, Laura?
Have a good Friday. It's nice outside. The weather good. Stay safe.
That's right. That's right. Wear your mask.
Wear your mask.
Like
mask
that.
up, please.
Exactly.
You know. So everybody just be safe and just be thankful for what your life is about today. Wherever you are in life, just be thankful. Just take a minute and breathe and just be thankful that you're here, because there are a lot of families mourning right now. There are a lot of people losing their life. There were people out there that was told bad news about their health, about their wealth, you know.
Yes.
So you got to appreciate what the situation is and make the best of it. So yes, I'm coming from being a phlebotomist, and I made the best of it to get to where I'm at today.
All right, Keisha. We're gonna wrap this up, and once again, this is Gab with Gab, and you gabbing with Gab, and I'll see you guys on the next time. Peace.